Later this month, the Plymouth City Council is expected to consider a significant redevelopment plan for the Prudential office site. That site is located off of 494 and Bass Lake Road on the border with Maple Grove. A developer would tear down the 4-story Prudential building and construct a large multi-use development. That could include close to 1,000 apartment units, as well as other uses, including a possible grocery store. That total value of the project is estimated between $250 and $400 million. It could also mean between 1,500 and 2,000 construction jobs. The Plymouth Planning Commission recommends approving a land use designation change that is required for the project to move forward. Well, the pandemic did no favors to Minnesota students. Now, new math and reading data show just how much more ground our schools need to make up. Still, one Brooklyn Park school did make up significant ground. Monroe Elementary is a magnet school for mathematics, science, and children's engineering. Rusty Rice spoke with the principal about how the school achieved those rising scores and how it plans to keep that momentum going.
Think about how you need to add that together.
Inside Monroe Elementary,
I'm still looking at that first one the way we did it without the decimals.
Mr. White's class was hard at work on math on the second day of school. It's no mistake that Mr. White has a lot in common with his students.
Yeah, I'm wondering what y'all was doing. Like, Lily's just laughing at me.
Strengthens our teachers.
Principal Amy Oliver and her team.
Our school is really diverse, 70% students of color.
Have worked hard since the pandemic to get state test scores back on the rise.
It's the first time in a couple of years that they've seen growth.
According to state figures, more than 60% of Monroe students meet state science and math standards, and more than half meet state reading standards. That's up from below half for all three from the year before.
We're looking at a lot of other measures along the way to find out if the things that we're doing are working, are they making sense, are kids growing in the way we want? And scores that come out like this are kind of validating for teachers. In terms of, okay, the work is paying off. Like we're seeing the results on state tests as well as the things that we're doing in the classroom.
And that's a good feeling.
It is.
It's a great way to kick off the new year also.
Nathan, what is the answer?
We are seeing staff like thinking back to what they did last year as they're planning. Okay, that worked. We're going to do that again. This didn't work. Let's try that again.
Achievement feels good for these educators, and it may help kids want to come to school. Monroe has a 93% attendance rate.
So you're here, you're learning, that helps.
And teachers who want to see everyone succeed.
So I'm subtracting 1/10 from here.
It's definitely ongoing. Like we have so much work left to do, and the teachers are excited about that. They enjoy being creative and innovative.
As far as statewide data overall, test scores were relatively flat, with math scores rising slightly and reading proficiency showing a slight drop. Fans of Italian cars may want to check out a new event in downtown Robbinsdale later this month. Wheels of Italy, an Italian car show featuring both vintage and new vehicles, is planned for Sunday, September 24th, from 10 in the morning until 2 that afternoon. It'll all happen along West Broadway. Organizers expect about 2,000 people to attend throughout the day. The Robbinsdale City Council approved an application for that event at its meeting this past week, and that event is free to the public. Brooklyn Park is home to about a dozen pizza places, but there's a relatively new one on the scene that claims to be the best. This weekend, Elaine Cleveland takes us on a journey to Marco Polo Pizza.
Here's my door right here.
Few things in life are better than delicious pizza.
You'll love it.
And in Brooklyn Park,
Sausage and pepperoni.
Mesfin Werdofa is making a bold claim about the pies he sells at Marco Polo Pizza.
Marco Polo Pizza is the best pizza in Brooklyn Park for now, because a lot of people, they just like it, my pizza. They're happy.
Good pizza is the kind of thing that can make everyone happy. And since opening Marco Polo a year ago, Werdofa has been working to do just that.
Very nice, tasty, man.
Using fresh ingredients and a traditional hand-tossed crust, sold at a price that isn't going to break the bank.
This place used to be Little Caesar. It's like $5 pizza. If you call like $25, I say, no, man.
In other words, he's deliberately trying to keep the food, whether it's pizza,
Hey, I like it, love it.
or wings covered in cheese affordable. And if you don't want a whole pizza, Marco Polo is one of the few places where you can get pizza by the slice.
Slice is very popular. A lot of people, they come and get that.
Pizza by the slice and full pies for less than $15
Love it.
are all part of Wardolfa's plan to create brand awareness as he tries to break into a market with many long-established favorites.
So the beginning is very hard, but people, when they taste it, they say, hey, you're doing good.
This immigrant from Ethiopia always dreamed of being a business owner, although he never would have imagined that business would be in Minnesota. But 1 year after opening Marco Polo, Wardolfa is finally seeing that dream come true, one slice at a time.
The sauce is good, the cheese is good, everything is good.
In Brooklyn Park, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
Finally, this segment, a Maple Grove cupcake shop got to make a special backstage delivery to some rock and roll Hall of Famers. Nadia Cakes made this cake for Pearl Jam when the Seattle grunge band was in town recently. The Maple Grove shop received a call from Live Nation asking for a cake, and the bakers went to work. That cake took 8 hours to make.
We were able to deliver it backstage, which was super fun. That was a cool opportunity that I have never had before. So we got to deliver it backstage, kind of set it up for them. The band saw it. They get to serve it to everybody that works for them. And then Eddie Vedder's wife, Jill Vedder, posted it on her Instagram story, which was cool.
Nadia Cakes also had the honor of making a cake for Pink when the pop star was in town for her concert. And this past week for back to school, they stayed busy making these cupcakes that look like apples.
This one's an apple cake.
Last weekend, we inducted 4 new members into the CCX Sports Hall of Fame, athletes who made their mark in high school and beyond. Here's Jay Wilcox with the story of a woman whose hockey career has taken her around the world.
She's one of the area's best ever hockey players and excelled in multiple sports. We welcome Plymouth native and 2014 Benilde St. Margaret's graduate Kelly Pannek to our CCX Sports Hall of Fame. For two-time Olympian Pannek, the hockey bug bit early.
But I was probably 4 years old. We had an unfinished basement, so I'd always be down in the basement rollerblading around, and I guess I just asked my dad to play. Yeah, I don't know if it was an instant success, but I was definitely hooked from the get-go.
Kelly played boys hockey as a youth player in the Armstrong Cooper Association.
I mean, I think it was huge, just from the standpoint of development, for one thing. I think especially then, now it's so much better for girls. There's just so many more opportunities, so many more training opportunities, playing opportunities, all those things against quality players. But back when I was growing up, and me and my teammates talk about this a lot, like we just didn't have the same, it wasn't at the same level. Kind of up to you to you're trying to match their speed, right?
Pannek is currently co-head coach of the Benilde St. Margaret's girls hockey team with Kevin Gray, who coached her as a youth player and now works side by side with her.
I've had a front row seat, been very fortunate for that. I remember being on the ice with her as a mite and squirt, and then watching her grow and progress as a player. And through high school, obviously the Gophers, and now winning gold medals at the Olympics and World Championships. So yeah, it's been amazing watching her grow as a player and a person. None of the girls question her. I mean, they're around her. It's anything she says is like gold. I remember years ago talking to Brad Frost once, and he was asking about Kelly as well. And the question that always sticks out to me is he asked me, even when she was young, was she playing chess and everybody else was playing checkers? And I just laugh, because it's kind of what it is, and watching her coach now too.
For high school, hockey and soccer standout, Pannek went to Benilde St. Margaret's. And soccer wasn't just a secondary sport. She was Class A Ms. Soccer winner and helped the Red Knights win 2 state titles.
Probably through 8th or 9th grade, like I was soccer. I think high school soccer is the best season, like the best sport. Fall is the best season. It's short, it's fun, like our team had great success. Again, like in terms of my sports career, I still put the high school soccer experience way up there.
In hockey, Pannek and the Red Knights were Class AA runner-up in her senior season. She was a 3-time All-State pick and is the school's career scoring leader. It was a great time in her life.
I can't say enough about my time at Benilde in general, like that school. Obviously, I've chosen to be a part of it again. I still have like my high school best friends. They still keep me humble. They're the first ones to, knock me down when they're like, you gotta calm down over there.
From there, Pannek went to the University of Minnesota, helping the Gophers to back-to-back national titles in 2015 and 16.
Obviously, like the success we had on the ice was incredible. Like first few years started off strong with some national championships, which was, that's something that I always really wanted to do. Like I remember growing up, that was a big goal of mine. I want to win a national championship.
In the middle of her college career, Kelly made the first of 2 U.S. Olympic teams, helping Team USA to a gold medal in 2018 and later a silver medal in 2022.
I always grew up watching both the Summer and the Winter Olympics, and I don't remember as a kid ever being I want to play in the Olympics. It's insane to think I have a gold medal sitting somewhere in my house that is in a sock drawer basically. It's not even on display, it just sits there.
You can see the rest of that story, plus those of our other 2023 inductees, Isaac Collins, Bridge Tussler, and Molly Umland on the 2023 CCX Sports Hall of Fame special. You can find it online at ccxmedia.org. That's all for sports. More news after this.